Mukhaṁ karoti vācālam paṅgum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham vande paramanandamadhavam yatkripatamaham vande sadgurum chandrasekharam. In the previous class, in verse 24, rather 22 to 24, those three verses together explained how is Bhagavan Purna. The Purnatvam that was there in the previous parts was explained using that phrase. These three verses explained that Purnatvam, how Bhagavan is Purna, with both Adhyaropa and Apavada. Adhyaropa means adding something there and seeing him as the whole universe as the Vishwarupa. Apavada means where you remove everything. Nishedha Sheshaha. That was the word used in verse 24. He who remains when everything is negated, after removing everything, one who remains is Nishedha Sheshaha. That thing which cannot be negated is called as Nishedha Shesha. Just using this word, we can do manana. We can do contemplation on the word of Nishedha Shesha itself for hours together. Nevertheless, the direction has been pointed out in this course. Any contemplation, manana of this kind is to be done with oneself. It's to be done in ekanta, is to be done when we are doing some japa, some dhyana. During those moments, such words, there are such powerful phrases. We have seen many such powerful phrases, and for each person, according to their own adhikaritva, meaning their own capability, their own stage in the spiritual path, the adhyatmika marga, different phrases will hit them. And those kind of phrases are to be meditated upon. It is not just reading of a book. It is not understanding these meaning just intellectually using the Samskrita knowledge we have. All those are necessary first steps. You need some translation probably in your own languages, or you need to have some basic Sanskritam knowledge, or the more knowledge you have, it helps you read the commentaries and get a deeper understanding. But that experience, that realization, and it becoming satmya means one with the self, happens by ekanta manana, happens by that contemplation within oneself. Or it happens during Shravana from a realized being. If a guru who is realized is talking about that, and if the Shishya is ripe enough, then such phrases, they twang against the Shishya's Hridaya. This Nishedha Sheshaha, one which exists when everything else is negated, may that Ashesha Jayatat, may he protect me, calls Gajendra upon Bhagavan. We continue to today's verses, verse number 25. In this verse, he says, O Paramatma, this Nirguna Vastu that I am calling out to, I am not calling out to you just to free myself from this crocodile and continue my life as an elephant. That is how it probably began. Not only the stuti I am telling, but the whole story begins like that. That Gajendra wants to free himself from this physical crocodile that has caught hold of his leg. But now he says, I am not praying to you for the release of this crocodile. I am praying to you for release from this body bondage itself. Nahamiha jijivishe. It is not that I want to live. Live means what? Okay, this crocodile leaves my leg and goes, then I continue my life as an elephant along with all my family members who were trying to help me, who left me and went away. I continue my life. I do not want that kind of life. That is not what I am praying to you for. Jijivisha means the desire to live. I do not have the desire to live now. Aham iha na jijivishe. Iha means here. Here means what? In this body or in this world also. in this samsara or in this body, I do not wish to stay any longer. Why? Amuya antarbahischa avritaya ibhayonya kim. The word ibha means elephant. Ibha yoni. Yoni is that kula or born in that race. One who is born with this elephant body, both outside and inside, I am just covered with ignorance. What does that mean? We say the human body is great because we have the potential for viveka. What is viveka? Being able to tell something between right and wrong, or something between long-term efficacy and short-term happiness. We are able to differentiate these things, that between temporary and permanent. This kind of distinction that we are able to make is what differentiates a human being. The Gaja cannot do that. This Gajendra is a special Gaja because he has Purva Janma Samskara, which has become Udbhuta. Udbhuta means it is showing itself now. Normally a Gaja Yoni is Antarbahischa Avritaya Ajnanena Avritaya. It is covered in darkness. What is darkness? It is ignorance. The ignorance covers it both within and outside. Amuya kim. Amuya means with this kind of elephant body, what is the use? If you relieve only this crocodile, I am going to continue living this elephant body. That is not my desire. Amuya ibhayonya kim. What is the use? There is no prayojana. Rather, what do I desire? Ichhami. I desire something else. Kalena nayasya viplavaha. That which is not affected by time. That which is not overcome or destroyed by kala at all. That is what I want. I desire something. What is that moksha? Liberation. Freedom is not within the bounds of time. So it cannot be destroyed by time. This body of mine will be destroyed by time. So I do not want that. I want something that is immortal, that is far beyond the tentacles of time. Ichhami kalena nayasya viplavaha. Tasya atma loka avaranasya moksham. What do I want? That moksha I want by removing the atma loka avarana. Here loka, the word loka means light. That which the self-effulgence of atma, the light of the self, the light of atman that is there. There is an avarana for that. There is a veil of maya, veil of ignorance upon that. What I want is removal. Here, moksham here means removal. So I want you to lift the veil of that avarana so that I am able to get that moksha which is kalena nayasya viplavaha. So remove this veil of ignorance so that whatever I am already, that is visible to me. That is why we say jnana is not something that is newly attained. Anything that is newly attained is prone to be destroyed. This is the Lokaniti. If something comes into existence at a certain point of time, then it surely has to be destroyed at some other point of time. If there is an Udbhava or Janma, then there is always Nasha or Mrityu. You cannot have something that is born or comes into existence and that is always there. So, this moksha or jnanam, it is something that is always there. What is necessary is to realize that, and that happens by the removal of the veil of ignorance. It is not that you are attaining something new. It is not that somebody is giving you something that did not exist. It is very much whatever is already existing is given to you. How is that? That example, again, I think we have seen it. It is like the specs that we wear on our own nose. We would be searching for the spectacles everywhere. And then somebody says, oh, the spectacles are right on your eyes. Now, when you were searching for the spectacles, you thought that they were lost and you were searching everywhere. And you go through that whole process and then somebody points out it's right there on your nose. And all through the searching process, you were seeing through those spectacles. That way, something that is already available to us, the Guru or Bhagavat Sakshat, the Bhagavat Kripa shows us that jnana. It removes that veil of ignorance through which we seem to be searching. And that Atma Loka Avarana, when it is removed, we get that Kalena Nayasya Viplavaha. This is one interpretation of this verse. There is one more interpretation, very slight change. The word Kalena Nayasya Viplavaha can also refer to Ajnana. Hey, Ajnana is also Anadi. We don't know when this Ajnana started because we have been coming to this birth again and again and again through so many janmas. So many in the sense innumerable, infinite janmas. Even in the Sankalpa, when we do Snana Sankalpa or something, we say Anadya Vidya Vasanaya Asmin Mahati Samsara Chakre, etc. That is Sankalpa. Meaning, starting from a time immemorial, we are in this Ajnana Chakra. So there is no Kala Viplava for that. You cannot say, in course of time, this Ajnana will get destroyed. When will it get destroyed? When the concept of time itself gets destroyed, that is when it will get destroyed. That means you have to be shown that jnana. Ajnana will not move away just by course of time. It will only move away by the upadesha of the Guru, not by anything else. So, tasya atvaloka avaranasya, that ajnana which is covering the light of the self, ichhami moksham. I want moksha from that kind of an ajnana. So, oh Bhagavan, you are somebody who should grant me that jnanam. That is the prarthana here. Also, he is saying, see, this body of mine, this Gaja body or the human body itself, that is anyway going to fall off. If not, if you relieve me from this crocodile also, at some other time, this body is going to fall off. So there is no necessity to grant me freedom from this particular body. What I am asking is grant me freedom from being born again, born into any kind of body again. So kalena nayasya viplavaha. So that ajnana which cannot be just, you can't say, okay, when see other things in the world, you can say, okay, when they are 5 years old, they don't know. In course of time, when they're 50 years old, they will understand or something like that. That is not the case with this ajnana. It has to come through the anugraha of the Guru or the Ishtadevata, it will come. So I want ichhami moksham tasya atmaloka avaranasya. He says it this way. Continuing to the next verse, verse 26. Soham Vishwasvidam Vishwam. Again, this is a small Anushtup shloka which almost contains, it is all that we have learnt over the past 5 stutis. I, the mumukshu, it is like almost putting everything together. I, the mumukshu, what do I want? I want liberation. A mumukshu itself means moktum ichhayasya, one who desires liberation, one who desires freedom. You are Vishwasrija. Vishwasrit means one who creates the universe. And you are Vishwam itself. They are not only the creator, you are Vishwam. So you are the Nimitta Karana, you are the Upadana Karana. You are the intelligent cause as well as the material cause. Vishwasrit shows intelligent cause. Nimitta Karana. Vishwam means Upadana Karana. You are the Vishwarupa itself. The whole of the universe is your Virat Swarupa. At the same time, you are Avishwam. You are untouched by any of these. You are beyond the universe. You are transcendent. We have seen various examples for these repeatedly again and again and again. You are Vishwasrit. You are Vishwa, but you are Avishwa. Vishwa Vedasam. Vishwa Vedasam, immediately you think it is the knower of the entire universe. The commentator also says the whole universe is like a plaything for you. You are just playing with it. Krida matram, he says. Kridaya, as if like It's just a sport, a leela for you, a pastime. Vishwa Vedasam. They say you are Vishwatma. You are the Kshetrajna within all the beings. You are the inner Atman for every person, the witness. You are that. And you are Ajam Brahma. The unborn Brahman is yourself. To that supreme Brahman, I bow down. Param Padam, to that supreme abode. See, the word Padam he uses. What are you? You are Brahma Padam. You are just that supreme state or supreme abode. Here, state also, when we say, it does not mean some state like some deep meditative state or some other state, sleeping state, etc. Not like that. This is the state that is continuous across all states. So it is not even a state. It is the foundation. The padam, the word can also mean foundation. It is on which all the other states are built upon. State means what? Meditating, meditation is one state. Looking at everything is another state. Dreaming is one state. Joy is one state. Sadness is another state. All these are various states that we go through. Being a child is one state. Being elderly is another state. Being human is one state. Being an animal is another state. Being living is one state. Being non-living is another state. For all these states, the foundational state, that is Padam. To that Param Padam, I bow down. Soham Vishwasrijam Vishwam Avishwam Vishwavedasam Vishwatmanam Ajam Brahma Pranatosmi Param Padam. In 27, there's yoga. So how do I attain this pada? The only way is through yoga. Here in this verse, yoga means Bhagavad Dharma. Bhakti, Bhagavad Kainkarya. Whichever yoga you take to, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, that which relates you to Bhagavan, that is Bhagavad Dharma, Bhagavata Dharma. That which we saw in the second verse, Dharma Projjita Kaitavaha, that kind of Dharma. That is the Bhagavad Dharma being referred to here. The commentator clearly says here, yoga is Bhagavad Dharma. So using this Bhagavad Dharma, what do the yogis do? Yoga Randhita Karmanaha. Everything related to karma, they just stop that. Meaning they have burnt it all away. Yogena, Bhagavad Dharmena, using this Bhagavad Dharma, they burn away all the actions and the fruits of actions. I mean, there is no attachment to that at all. I am not the doer, so I am not the enjoyer. All the karma has been burnt and destroyed by the fire of this yoga. Hridi yoga vibhavite. Because the heart has been purified by this yoga, by Bhagavad Dharma, by Bhagavad Bhakti. That when the heart is transparent, see here also vibhavite, if we translate it as transparent or something like that, yes, manas is the one that is causing problem. It is the veil. When you make that transparent, immediately that Atman is known to you. That is why the Upanishad says, Manasaivedam aptavyam. By the manas, it has to be captured. Meaning, the manas cannot capture the Atman like the other objects. Through mind, we get knowledge in this world. Using the mind only, we understand everything else. In that same way, you cannot understand the Atman. But when the mind becomes transparent, it gives up this necessity to understand, then that Atman will light itself. Because it is self-effulgent, it will show itself. That's why vibhavite, purified or rendered transparent by the practice of this kind of yoga, Bhagavad Bhakti. All the yogis realize that, or they perceive that. Yogino yam prapashyanti, that which the yogis see, that master of yoga, he is Yogeshwara. He or that Brahmavastu is Yogeshwara. Tam natosmyaham, I bow down to that Yogeshwara. I bow down to that Yogeshwara who the yogis see in their mind, which has been purified by yoga after having destroyed all the karma by that yoga itself. Continuing to verse 28. If that is the case, then why doesn't everybody practice yoga? Why this Bhagavad Dharma, if everybody is going to attain that absolute, then everybody should be doing that, but they don't. So in the final two verses, he gives this answer. I bow down to that because you are asahya vega shaktitrayaya. Here shaktitraya refers to the gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. It has irresistible force. You want to practice this, even then it is being carried away elsewhere. Like Arjuna says in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, I do not want to do anything wrong, but it seems to be I do not have any control. I continue to do that. That is because of this rajas and tamas, which keep pulling us into the samsara again and again, through which we get raga dvesha. Asakya vega means an irresistible force, just unfathomable. It keeps coming again and again. And because of those gunas, there is raga and dvesha. So this threefold power, asahya vega shakti trayaya, one who in this creation has this threefold power of gunas, which has irresistible force. And through that, akhila dhi gunaya. Here the word dhi means all the indriyas. You can include the manas also. All the senses. Guna of the sense means we had the same somewhere else also. Dhi guna here refers to the object of the sense. So each sense has its objects, shabda, etc. You are all the objects of senses also, you are only there. You are appearing as all those. This person with the senses doesn't know that you are appearing as all those. And since you are appearing as the objects of the senses, his indriyas are always turned outwards. Kadindriyanam. Kadindriya means those senses which are turned outwards, which we have no control upon. They are always towards these objects only. To that prapanna palaya. But if they turn inwards and do sharanagati to you, then you will grant them refuge. But nobody does that. Duranta Shaktaye. Because the Shakti is unending and infinite. Very difficult to comprehend the Shakti. Duranta Shaktaye. Through these outward senses, it cannot be captured. Nobody. So, what is the answer to the question? Why doesn't everybody practice yoga? Because they don't know that one is they do not know it exists. The other is even if they know it exists, naturally these sattva, rajas, tamas, it takes them outwards. It doesn't allow them to practice this Bhagavad Dharma. This kadindriya, kat, the upasarga kat usually be bad. These indriyas, they are never under control. They are very naughty, mischievous. You can never bring them under control. It's like 5 horses going in 5 different directions. So they are purely outward turned. When they are like outward like that, through that path you cannot attain it. Anavapya vartma. The word vartma is marga, means a path. In that path it is unattainable. You cannot say, okay, let these sense horses go anywhere. I will go along with them and capture that. It is not possible because they are going in the opposite direction. Anavapya vartmani. असह्यवेग शक्तित्रयाय अखिलधी गुणाय प्रपन्नपालाय दुरन्तशक्तये कदिन्द्रियाणाम् अनवाप्य वर्तमने. And then Gajendra completes his stuti. Nayam veda swamatmanam. This jiva, I myself, I do not know my true self. This jiva does not know its own true nature. Atmanam here can mean nature also. It does not know its true nature. Why? Yet shaktya ahandhiya hatam. Here the word shakti refers to Maya. Through the Maya Shakti, it thinks that I am this limited entity. Ahandhihi. I, mine, this notion comes inside. And hence it is struck or blinded by that. It is blinded by this notion of I and mine. Yet shaktya ahandhiya hatam. This notion of I, it has been blinded. Here the usual Vedantic example is like this. There is a story. There was a lion that was born, a young lion cub. Then as soon as it was born, it lost its way and it entered a flock of sheep. And it grew up with the sheep. As it went on growing up with the sheep, it also learned to bleat like the sheeps. And it started eating grass, etc. Then a couple of years later, a huge lion came to hunt this flock, and it saw there is almost a full grown lion there, which is also bleating and going along with the sheep. And then it called out to the lion and said, "You are not one of these people, you are the lion itself." That said, "No, no, 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 I am not a lion, I am sheep." And then this lion went to the pond. It took the other younger lion and said, "See yourself. I look like you do not look like those sheep there. You are the same as myself." And then it showed its identity. Similarly, we have all that our self identity is that Brahma Vastu only. But it has been covered by the Shakti of Maya as a very limited entity. And we need that Guru Anugraha to show that we are non-different from that Parabrahma Vastu. And when that is shown, the realization is immediate. When the person is ready to understand that, then the realization is immediate. Tam duratyaya mahatvyam. That one whose glory is insurmountable. It can nothing beyond that. Everything is from that glory only. When we have said the whole of the creation, all its glory, the beauty, the magnanimous glory of the whole of creation, to the extremes of positivity and negativities, it is all that. Then that is Duratyaya Mahatmya. Bhagavantam itaha asmi aham. Itaha means I go towards that, or I bow down to that. I bow down to that Bhagavan, to that Paramatma Vastu. I bow down again and again. Because till now I have not realized that Bhagavan. I am still a Jiva. Blinded by that power of Maya, I who am the small entity, this limited entity, I bow down to that infinite entity of insurmountable glory so that he gives me that jnana, says Gajendra, and he completes his stuti here. The next few verses say how Bhagavan protects Gajendra. We will probably take it up in the next class. With this, we have completed the 5 stutis, both the chanting and the contemplation. Next week will be the last class. Next Saturday will be the final class of this. We will bring all the 5 stutis together to a completion. We will have the discourse for some time. Then we will have revision and chanting of the final stuti and some other things also. And a close out and other formalities of the session will be in the next weekend, Saturday. So request you all to be present. And after that, the other exams and assessments and all will be announced in due course. The following week, after 21st, the following weekend is the Guruvayur Narayaniam Parayanam, as I have been announcing previously. The dates, as of now, these are the tentative dates. There might be change to the dates since there are some other assessments also at Vyoma, some other courses which are there. The team which is organizing this will get back to you quickly, but be informed that it will be around these dates and you can all start preparing. Now the course is over. We have at least 3 weeks for the first assessment. In between, there will be practice quizzes for you to practice, etc. I think all the scripts and other notes will come up this week. Anyway, you can listen to all the videos. The videos are anyway quickly posted on on YouTube and on our course pages. So you can refer to that and continue with this thing. Now, if you have any questions, you can raise your hands. Until then, the Lion Club was eating what perplexes me. See, when a example story is given, we should say the lion was eating grass only. This is why when we bring in the analytical mind, scientific mind into an example story, it becomes complicated. The idea of the example story is to understand how the lion loses its identity and then gets it back. The lion never changed into a goat. The lion was always a lion. It forgot its lionness and thought it was a goat or a sheep. And it got it back again. That is, so we have seen this previously also. I have given other examples to say that an example is only for us to take a few parts from that. You cannot use the example completely. If you say the boy is like a tiger among children, does that mean he has four legs, he has a great mustache, and he will start beating everybody up? Means he is the best among them. So, like that, for every example, whenever we do an upamana, like my grandfather used to say Chandra Mukham, means moon-like face. See, the moon had moon-like face means it is so beautiful to look at, and it gives me. That does not mean just like the moon has a lot of craters, the face also has craters everywhere. We cannot take everything from the example. And we should not ask logical questions with examples. Examples are to understand whatever is being explained, not to analyze and complicate the example. The example is only for a certain reason. Sumati Chandrasekhar.
Ram Ram, Guruji.
Ram Ram.
Actually, just wanted to discuss on this Bhagavad Dharma which you mentioned. So,
Yes.
can I say that this is the pinnacle of bhakti? When I reach the peak of bhakti, I'm soaked in that and completely surrendered. My karma and all other things are byproducts of that, due to which my karmas are becoming purified, and I attain the ultimate.
Correct. The complete surrender does not easily come. See, what you're saying is correct. With this small identity of myself, I cannot completely surrender. What I go through, all that sadhana is for the complete surrender. All yogas which we call as bhakti yoga, karma yoga, etc., are to take us to the point of complete surrender.
Yeah, but here, what I understood was like it's, as you were mentioning, that it's surrendering to the Supreme. So I was trying to equate that maybe it is that complete bhakti yoga.
Correct.
It
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. It's very, very nice, Guruji. Very thankful to you. You're really taking us to a great journey. I mean, and I really wish this continues more and more.
Yes.
I mean, I do not want to hear this. When you say it's the last class, it feels very...
For this particular course, we will anyway continue in different ways. We will have next course.
Yes, Guruji. Yes. Thank you so much.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyawada.
Sharada Gopalanji.
It was really wonderful that you have given us more details, greater depth, and it is so fantastic, because I never thought that a stuti can be learned in this way. When I started also, I said only 5 stutis, it will get over very soon. What is there to learn much in this, like that? But you surprised all of us, and we are very fortunate. Thank you so much. One question, when I was going through this Dhruva Stuti, Dhruva is a little boy.
Correct.
5-year-old or something like that. Of course, he did a great tapas with standing on one leg, and he realized God within 6 months, which even great sages could not get. And the verses also contain so much that it is very, we have to study very carefully to understand, I think. Am I right?
Correct. Not only those, every stuti is like that. That is why today when I began, I was saying the phrases in each stuti, we have done a very surface analysis, I would say, of these all 5 stutis. We have just gone through them in the quick time.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything is
there is much more to do in this.
Yeah. And all that much more to do is by one's own self manana.
Repeated studying, listening to various great people, their discourse. But in discourses also, they just go quickly.
Correct. See,
Just
discourses
one
when they do
paragraph
Saptaham
they
or
explain.
about Bhagavata, touching the Stuti would be very difficult. If only somebody has taken only the Stutis and done some discourses, then there will be some depth to that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One more question. You are going to have this function in Guruvayur, na?
Correct.
What will the book release will be up to how many dasakams or complete set will be?
No, the next volume will be released from 26 to 50. It will be released.
Okay.
We released 1 to 25 last time for Narayaniam grammatical analysis. We'll be releasing 26 to 50.
Okay. So you will share details about how to get that book, etc.
And that book, as usual, it will be available on digitalsanskritguru.com, where all our other products are available. Maybe next class, the team will also tell you about all other resources, etc. Along with that, they will also tell you where all other Vyoma publications are available. Similarly, this will also be included with it.
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji.
Dhanyavad. Kal Krishnan Mahodaya.
Hello, good morning to you all.
Morning.
I just want to express my views about your class. It has been absolutely fantastic and educational, and it has been so good that at least some of us are ready to train our minds and life to what you've been talking about through these studies. The other thing that I just want to touch base with you is that if you look at this world that I live in the western part of the world, and you guys who live in the eastern part of the world, there are two outlooks. One is that, we want to merge with the Lord and this and that and the other thing. The other one says, hey, listen, nature is what it is. The tree grows and you don't need to necessarily trim it, and the plants flower. As such, why don't we lead the life we have, enjoy, get drunk, whatever you want to do? So those two approaches sometimes collide. Just an observation. So with that, again, I want to thank you and really appreciate all the things that you and your team and Vyoma is doing. And in the last, roughly 15 years, the growth has been just phenomenal. And the effect of that growth upon the people of the world has been unparalleled in the history of Sanskrit. With that, I thank you and your team members and the founders. Thank you.
It is all by the grace of Bhagavan. We shall continue this. Lakshmi NRS. Let us keep it to questions today, because next class we will have time for other discussions or anything about the class. Comments from the participants we can have in the next class. We'll have time for that. Okay. Lakshmi NRS, I don't think your audio is not working or something like that. Try unmuting yourself.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear.
Namaskaram.
Yeah. Namaste.
I just want to ask you, are you planning to take any other course after this, like Bhagavatam?
Bhagavatam related, there is a plan.
Since,
yeah, maybe in 2-3 months later, then it will begin. There will be announcements.
Sorry, I could not hear you anything. My mobile is not proper.
No, immediate dates are not yet fixed or anything. You will get information in due course. We will post it through email and WhatsApp.
Okay. But is there any plan that you will be taking Bhagavatam?
Mostly yes.
Oh, thank you.
Related to Bhagavatam. Something like this, another course will be.
Not entire Bhagavatam?
Entire Bhagavatam you cannot handle. How many it is? See, for 5 studies we took 30 classes. Entire Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. Then we would do it for 20 years probably. So we will do it in different ways as Bhagavan does.
Okay, thank you very much. And we are very, very happy and grateful to you.
Ram. Namaste. We will meet again next week, next Saturday. Namas sarvebhyaha. Ram Ram.